on, guys? It's Dvzl here from Team Stand and Draw, bringing you guys a deck profile on my personal Zeal deck. Alright, so I gave it a good set 13 upgrade. I wanted to show you guys what I got here. Alright, so for my starting Vanguard, I run Larva Beast Zeal. Alright, now being as it's a 3rd gen ride chain, its ability is when you ride the grade 1 on top of him, then you can search the top 7 cards for the grade 2 or the grade 3. And if you ride anything else on top of it, then it can move to a rear guard circle and become a rear guard. Alright, so I'm doing this free with my phone camera, so excuse the shakiness. Thank you. My trigger lineup is 4 draw triggers, 4 heal triggers, and I run 8 stand triggers, and 4 of those stand triggers being the put in the soul for 3k. Alright, so that helps my units get to a certain number, higher number than they already are, since I'm going to be subtracting my opponent's Vanguard's attack by certain numbers. Okay, for grade 1s, I run the grade 1 in the ride chain. That's Eye of Destruction, Zeal. And his ability is when I have the starter in the soul, then he's a 8k. And when the grade 2 rides on top of him, and I have the starter in the soul, then my opponent loses 3k on their Vanguard. That's a good skill for the following card. That being the new card that came out in set 13, which is Heat Ray Monster Gigabolt. Now, if my opponent's power is under 8,000, then he's a 10k hitter. I'm guessing this is like the 10k hitter for this archetype. So there's that. Move that to the side. My other grade 1s are, I play 2 Commander Laurel. He's there to cause pressure. Since my opponent's going to be at a less number, definitely wants to guard the Vanguard. And if he doesn't guard the Vanguard, then I'm going to swing in for another attack. I run 2 Glory Maker. That's your 10k, your limit break 10k, so to speak, 10k booster for DP. If I have 4 cards in the damage zone, then automatically 10k booster. Alright, and last but not least, I run my 3 Perfect Guards. Had to take these out my old Dimension Police deck. Put them in here since they're non-dimensional robos. That's the deck right there. Alright, that's the grade 1s. Alright, grade 2s is the grade 2 in the ride chain, Devourer of Planets, Zeal. Now, his ability is, if I have the grade 1 in soul, he's a 10k booster. Well, 10k. And if I have the grade 1 in soul and grade 3 Zeal rides on top of them, then my opponent loses 3k. Again. It's a good skill, but I truthfully don't get it off a lot because I truthfully like to ride the break ride on top of that. But strategies later in the video. Alright, so for the rest of grade 3s, I run 2 Twin Order. Alright, Twin Order is a really good card because 10k vanillas, especially when it's a really good card in the fact that my opponent's going to be losing power, and a 10k is like going to be really good for hitting those good numbers, especially with this card since it's going to soul, gives 3k, 13, good stuff. And last but not least, another card that came from set 13, which is Fusion Monster Boogreed. I'm assuming that's the name. If it's wrong, tell me in the comments below. Alright, so when he attacks the Vanguard, if the power is less than 8,000, then he gets the new skill, and if I hit the Vanguard, then I draw a card. That helps me to retain hand power and causes pressure for my opponent. They definitely don't want me getting that skill off. Let me not do that. Okay. And last but not least, the boss of the deck. I run my 4. Well, let's start with the break ride first. The break ride, now, this is Original Savior 0. Been waiting for him ever since I made the Zeal deck. Came out set 13, which is last Friday. His ability is when a grade 3 rides on top of him, I get 10k and my opponent loses 5k. And the second ability of Original Savior is if he's boosted by a DP, then he gains 2k. Alright, so that's what I run. That's 4. And the boss of the deck, Galactic Beast Zeal. Alright, so his ability is Limit Break, blah blah blah, Counterblast 2, and my opponent loses 5,000, loses 1,000 for each rear guard that I control. That's DP. And if I have the grade 2 in Soul, obviously he's 11k. Ride chains do that. So let me get into strategy now. Okay. I'm gonna show you the first strategy, which is with Commander Laurel. And alright, assuming that you have a Commander Laurel on the field, probably if you're playing a Kagero player, probably not gonna allow you to keep that for too long. Alright. Assuming your field is like that. Assuming your field, well, your field will probably be like that, but who knows. Alright, assuming you're at you're at 4 damage. It'd be a terrible game if you had all of your perfect guards in the damage zone. Alright, so assuming you have Commander Laurel on the field, my best advice for using this deck is to not ride Zeal until you're assured that you have run out of break rods. Because once you ride Zeal and you use his ability and you use up all the counterblasts, the power down ability becomes you can't use the power down ability anymore. And since I don't have any damage on flippers, that's gonna be a problem. So you tend to want to save your damage on flipper, and you want to save your counterblast until the very end. So you want to keep break riding using the boosts 4k. This is automatically a 33k, bro. Sorry. And automatically your opponent's gonna either want to A, eat it if they're at less damage, or B, perfect guard it because Commander Laurel's on the field. And technically, they don't want to eat it because if they get it off, technically you got your drive check. Then you rest your 4 units. Stand at the vanguard, hit again. Probably hit a couple stand triggers, stand it back up. Then you're gonna be hitting some good numbers. Especially if they don't get a trigger, they're still gonna be at that minus 5k. Now, assuming you did that a couple turns straight, probably lost a Zeal or something. Probably did some intercepting, did your skills, all that good jazz. And let's assume you ran out of break rides. Probably did it again one turn. And we're at the turn where let's just say a Kagero player popped that, or he probably lost it somehow. Let's just assume that your field was looking like this. Alright. What you want to do, if you're out of break rods, and you know you're out of break rods, you want to ride a Zeal. Break rod ability, your opponent loses 5k. Let's just assume it's a 11k vanguard. Automatically it loses 5k, so it becomes a 6k vanguard. Then you use Zeal's ability, have 5 rear guards, bam, lose another 5k, so it becomes a 1k vanguard for the turn. Then you want to hit with the rear guards. This automatically 17. You already know it's a 5k. It's a 15k shield. Let's see. This is a 15, so it's gonna be what? Good 10. Still a 15k shield. Still a 15k shield. And if they let this hit, draw a card because they're less than 8,000, and you attack with Vanguard. This row alone. Vanguard is automatically 31k. Say you hit a stand trigger, stand back up. I hate to be the opponent, because clearly, stand that back up. You could either stand up 2 attacks and keep that going with 15, and then 13. They're still gonna have to drop 15 to stop all that. But it's truthfully how you play the deck. This is how I personally play the deck. So, hope you enjoy what you see. Give you guys a quick update on the team league and how that went last week. So, team league, we showed up 20 minutes late, so we couldn't enter. Registration closed 20 minutes prior to when we got there, so couldn't enter that, so we entered the free tournament. It did pretty good. We saw some good people. Shout out to Domino Paris. Sorry, Domino Paris. Saw him there. My friends had a good time. Blaze and Asa Mataka. They had a good time seeing him. We saw Iron Vanguard there. Seeing a lot of people there. Probably missing a couple people, but we saw a decent amount of people there, and got some fights in. My Tetra deck, my new Tetra deck that I made. Probably gonna make a deck profile for that soon. Got a couple wins. Had a couple wins at the free tournament, and I got into Future Card Buddy Fight. If you want to see a card from that, yep. Friend of mine bought it for me. Got into this game, but that's a different game, and this is Vanguard. So, that was pretty much it for the team league. So, with that being said, we'll hope to see you on either Friday or the weekend whenever we throw up a video. And from here on out, I'm Dvzl. I'll see you guys later. Peace.